the Congo, whatever. Like, look like he could be from Kenya, right? The Congo, whatever. And now look at him, that he's gained weight and he's older. He looks like an African dictator. Remember Idi Amin? Just put one of them hats and one of them military suits on his face and he looks like an African dictator. Just turn down the volume and watch him complain about him not being African and put an accent over his voice. I want Africa to be free. We have to stop the colonization. Listen, I'm Nigerian, okay? Nigerian American. My parents 100% Nigerian, Igbo, okay? And he looks more African than me. First of all, Nigerians that are born in Nigeria can't stand Nigerian Americans anyway. They don't think we're real Nigerians. Okay, whatever. But
that sounds like a
Trick
personal
Daddy,
problem.
they will accept you faster than they will accept me. Okay. So Trick Daddy, hey, I just want to let you know everything you said was correct. But motherfucker, you look African as fuck.
Y'all saw that? Godfrey, you know, and Godfrey ended up coming around saying, yeah, you saw how he ended that with everything you said was right. You saw how he ended that with everything you said was right. But you've noticed between Godfrey and that guy on the Shade Room, they're talking about Trick Daddy's features. His facial features, his skin tone. Black people that were raised in American indoctrination centers called primary education and American college, post Rockefeller Trust, teacher tenure, American college. The world is black. You cannot judge people off phenotypes. The original Britons, black. We are indigenous to the planet, to India, Argentina, Russia, Prussia, Saudi Arabia, India, America, Africa, Australia. Here's another book. It's a book, The First Americans Were Africans. This is a book by David Imhotep. He passed away last year. I wish I got to meet him. I came close to meeting him once. But this book at one point was worth like $2,600. It done went down because they reprinted it. But before they reprinted it, this book was once worth like $2,600. Because it's talking about how the Africans went across the world tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago. And it talks about the first Africans arriving here in America well over 100,000 years ago. It talks about, before I go further, let me mention these super chats. Black Americans have 25% European DNA on average. You're right. We do have. You saw this book. I know I got a lot of European in me because the original Europeans were what? So when you judge shit on feeling, you gotta read deeper, people. I got some super chats I want to acknowledge. Carl said Ruben should ask her boy take his hat off. Nikki O said, thank y'all for our super chats. Our history is actually 500 years plus for people indigenous heritage. Thank you, Nikki O. Great point, because a lot of us, even the ones who did come from Africa, married indigenous. So if they married and had children with indigenous, and the children that they had, few generations came out to be you, what that mean about you? Butterworth says, Black Americans are 25%. Oh, yeah. 25% European, yeah, DNA. Joe Thompson says, parrot characters flying around in the air with a red cape. You got a parrot character. Y'all niggas are stupid. But it goes to show, at what point do we cut that off? Black people aren't. Let me look y'all something. Let me show y'all something. It's a man y'all gotta look up. Oh, in chat room. In the chat, if you're on TikTok, just follow me. I just put it in the chat. My TikTok, I got to cross 1,000 subscribers because the same person that booked Ruben for that, she hit me up for a show, but I got to have like over 1,000 TikTok followers, and I don't really be on TikTok like that. I just push it out. Like when I run it to my clip maker, it connects to my TikTok and goes. I don't even read shit on TikTok, but I need y'all to help me and follow me on TikTok right now and have me cross 1,000 so I can do some show that's based on TikTok. All right, thank you. I don't even know the name of the goddamn show, but please, I want to do it. So help me cross 1,000 right now on TikTok. The link is in the chat room right now. Click on that and just follow me. All right. But I want y'all to look up this man right here. A man named get your pen and pad out. I'm about to teach. George McJunkin. Folks, and then look up. You can let me have y'all do it with me. George McDuncan Folsom. George McJunkin was a black man that was an archaeologist, and they call him amateur, whatever white people. They call him amateur, but he discovered a site in New Mexico, the Folsom site. And on the Folsom site, he went down and discovered these bones of these Negroid skeletons that shows that one thing they won't show you is these skeletons was Negroid. They inhabited North America since at least 9,000 BC. At least. These were Negro skeletons found by a black man. So anytime you go around, and the reason why they call it Folsom, because Folsom was another name for black people. Anywhere you see a city named Folsom, Folsom is generally where archaeologically evidence of Negroid skeletons were. Folsom. Folsom, California, Folsom, Texas, Folsom, Georgia. The Folsom were groups of people that they were known. That was a time that here in California, here all throughout the Americas, these groups of people, and these people have Negroid skeletons. So when they tell you, oh, you look African, okay, when? African as of the 1920s or African as of 50,000 years ago? Because the Australians, and you find in this book, the migration patterns of Australians, you find Africans going to Australia about 70,000 years ago. The Celts, it talks about the Celts, the original Celtic people in Europe. They have a whole section on the Celts in this book. And those dark-skinned Europeans. Let me tell y'all something else. Y'all getting a motherfucking history lesson from me today. Hit me in the Cash App. I should put this shit on Patreon, but my spirit is telling you niggas need this for free. But I'm going to do this shit like the church and hit me on the Patreon if you're feeling what the fuck I'm talking about. I mean, hit me on the Cash App if you're feeling what I'm saying. Let me look up another people. Bimini. Y'all ever hear Bimini Road in the Bahamas? Have y'all ever heard of Bimini Road? And Parliament Funkadelic talked about Bimini Road for a little bit on their music. Bimini Road was a part of Atlantis. And in that same book, the first Americans were Africans. I thought my music was playing. The Motor Booty Affair. Here it is. Here it is. Y'all heard Bartleman talk about that?
I can do my thing underwater. Coming to you live from number 1 Bimini Road.
Coming to you live from number 1 Bimini Road.